see those teams storm away with the entry into the match, they usually take the cake, as Zach loves to say. Well, we will be taking the cake in this first matchup. We have AKKE against DEMI ESPORTS. DEMI ESPORTS new faces for me, but AKKE, well, to both of us should be very well established already.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, AKKE is definitely a team that's, you know, that's on the top. And if I'm not wrong, they won one of the qualifiers as well. We know these team, we know these players. They've done it before. Can they do it again? So hey, they are their first stream match of the day, and we would like to remind you there's parallelly about 32 matches happen at the same time. So this is the first one that we'll be bringing you for tonight. The other 31 are gonna happen simultaneously, but we're gonna bring you the most interesting out of the lot. And round number 1, we're bringing you AKKE versus DEMI ESPORTS. Of course, AKKE, you can take a look at the squad. It's Kuru, Maku, Astra, Nandayo, and Toby. While for DEMI, we have Early Dino, Yasuki, Samis, is that how you say it? Betty, and Royal Ace.
Well, as you have been saying, they proceeded to ban Arlot, which is pretty interesting to me. We saw some Arlots being played in pro play, but not too much success lately. After he got hit with those nerfs, he hasn't been so significant in the pro scene, but now that he's been banned away, he will not be available for pickup for either of those teams, as well together with Lucas and Kalia. I'm interested about this Kalia ban, because usually Kalia is a very strong first pickup. She can either go roam or she can go XP lane. It's pretty flexible for that first pick, but it's going to be actually a Badang.
Yeah, I think this Badang is definitely going to be one of the stronger picks in the roam positions. Again, AKKE like to play this hero in the roam position. Flexible to the EXP, of course, given the new meta. The assassins have been falling off slowly, but still there are some that would sit pretty on the top of the meta, you know? The meta tier list, at least. For those of you who want to check out a tier list, I made a video, guys. Go check it out. It's a collab with Serge on the Instagram. But here, looking at the bans so far, Warren, I think pretty standard, except for the fact that that Arlot all of a sudden lives in the ban section, right?
I mean, except that Arlot, as you have already pinpointed, it's pretty classic. We go for Kimi for the side of AKKE. It's been locked in, so very heavy on that magic damage side for the side of AKKE. So, of course, if you have those strong tanks like Gato who can utilize a lot of magic resistances, then it will not be so easy to go and finish everyone off on the opposing side. Picked up Granger for the side of DEMI ESPORTS. I like this pick. He hasn't been so prominent lately because people started playing other champions. They started playing Moscow, for example. They started playing Iritel, who is now banned. They even went back to Harit. So I'm excited to see how that Granger will hold on. Lapu Lapu, pretty interesting ban, if I have to say so myself.
You know what? It's interesting to you, Warren. That's because I just tested him literally an hour ago. I just tested him literally an hour ago, and that guy has got such a massive buff. He is definitely back in the meta. You get 70% damage reduction when you're in a team fight. 70%. That is insane. You know,
70%. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, before it was 50%, which is 10% of each hero, right? That's present in the team fight. So that's 5 heroes, 50%. But now, along with that, now it's been made to 8% per hero. So that's 40%. But you get a base 30% right off the bat. So that's insane to be strong in the early game, transition to mid to late. So I think Lapu Lapu definitely going to be a staple pick now coming through along with this Arlot as well. And that's why you can see that the CC being picked up at the EXP lane. And another hero that got buffed recently is this Terizla. The Terizla is another hero that's going to be there in the EXP lane quite a lot because he can sustain. He has a lot more damage now on his skill too. And to be honest, I think he's going to be a lane bully, and that's why they take away the lane bully themselves with the CC on the other side. The Claw to dive into the back line. It's looking like it's a good lineup for AKKE. Now, DEMI need to put the cherry on top with a mid laner.
Well, you have some disruption coming from this hero if you decide to log her in. But that's to be decided. No, actually, it has been decided already. Vexana locked in. She will, of course, have some stopping power for that. Dashes on the opposing side, together with Gato. But except then that, you don't really have that much to stop your enemies with. So this Gato stun will need to be on point. His ultimates will need to be on point as well.
His ultimates definitely need to be on point, given the fact that he has to reach the back line. And you know the Kimi might be running the Purify. You know the Claude might be running the Purify. And I feel like they kind of need to run the Purify. If they don't, it's going to be... Is it like slight bit of a disrespect that comes through from the Chain CC possibility from the side of DEMI Esports, right, Warren?
Oh, most definitely, you need that Purify. If you are not taking it, it would be kind of disrespectful to your opponents, but maybe a statement. You were speaking about that confidence, so maybe going into that match without Purify and being like, all right, I don't mind, I have the hands for this, I can dance all day, I dodge all those skill shots, you never hit me, you never get me, I'm always one step ahead of you. Maybe that's a strategy, maybe that's something that will strike fear into the hearts of your opponents, but that's to be decided. I think they will go with Purify, but if they don't go, then they need to take the game away by storm, just as we were speaking about it in the beginning of today's stream. You need to storm away with that opening and try to obtain yourself an advantage and try to finish.
Yeah, I agree. And look at that. They didn't take one single Purify. Understandable that the Badang will go for the Flicker to make those plays. But the Terizla, yes, he needs the Flicker. I was expecting it, since they have a double marksman lineup, you might want to run the Purify. But I feel like here, going for the Flicker, maybe it's just to give them the potential to outplay that Ogi Shadow Kill that coming from Tamis, right?
Ogi Shadow Kill can be devastating to your backline, so maybe that's an idea behind that Flicker. Of course, VF and Engage already coming from Zamis, going for those early skirmishes, but Maku in the meantime is able to pick up this crap.
I think that was a slight bit of a risk that DEMI Esports were taking with Zamis, and Toby there at the right place at the right time, able to use that fist break to make sure he catches them off guard. So that means now Samis knows he's not going to have an easy game. Oh, look at that. Toby gets a quad shot on him. Not level 4 yet, Samis. So
Mako already level 4. Going in for the backline, jumping out for Ace. Ace happens to survive over the wall, but now Zamis is in trouble and he goes for Bloody. Nandeo takes him and tries to go for Eledino. Wu flickers out for safety.
Not looking good, right? Not looking good if you're DEMI Esports at this point. First blood in the hands of AKKE, and they love to play that snowball competition. They like to
they are playing for Yasuki. Yasuki has to jump under the tower, and he survives, fortunately for him.
Yeah, I think that was a forced dive, trying to bait out a flicker, at least from Yasuki, but making sure that he doesn't give that away. And now turning their attention to the turtle means that top side, it's not going to be soft enough for the blow, but this level 4 fight might be crucial for both these teams, especially DEMI Esports.
Terizla already fishing in those bushes, forcing Betty to walk in, and she already needed to walk out, has to jump out now. Royal Ace is the target. He is able to survive, but this just makes enough time and space for the turtle to be slain by Maku.
Yup, and I think this turtle, definitely the hands of AKKE again. Now, slowly and steadily, they're building up their momentum, right? They're fixing the tempo in their favor. Tempo is usually a double-edged sword, moves like a pendulum. You want it in your favor.
Royal has already pulled up once again. I don't know if he will be alright. Actually, who is caught is Toby, too deep, and now Nandeo saving his flicker for this exact situation, surviving this engage from Zamis.
Yeah, exactly, and this goes back to what we said. We wanted to see a Purify, but the flicker, just to make sure the outplay potential from Samis is possible, and that's what we got to see. This Ogi Shadow Kill, the threat is kind of getting neutralized, and you want this Hayabusa to snowball as much as possible, especially after the nerf that he's been hit with.
Truly indeed, there is less damage on his kit, but doesn't seem to matter to Maku, who is already engaged once more, going for Royal Ace, and now Yasuki under the tower, immobilized, even no flicker for him no more. They will redive him. I am fearful for his life. Oh, they are going for him. Yasuki tries to dance away, tries to trade one kill for another, but doesn't just get dead.
Yeah, I think at this point, it's not looking good for DEMI Esports. This is the confidence. This is the strategy that we were talking about for teams who are top-tier teams like AKKE themselves. Get the confidence in your favor. Play your game. and then you don't have to worry about losing or actually even letting anything go.
Oh, Zama is getting caught up. There's a knockup going for him. Killing spree for Maku, and Maku chases deeper into enemy jungle, going for Betty even through that vengeance. She goes down.
Yeah, man, at this point, it's not looking good for them. Oh, another play coming through with a fist break, but you can see AOG to run away, and now there's Seeds at the tier 1 of the mid lane.
Our Dino is the target, needs to flicker out, but Royal Ace is now being targeted himself, goes down.
He's Royal Ace, but he's not the ace that DEMI Esports need. He is going to be the ace that's in the hands of AKKE. You can see Samish try to go into the quad shadow. Doesn't have any sort of damage, especially when the rest of AKKE are grouped up.
For now, he seems like a little bit of a joker card, not really that useful to DEMI Esports. Right now, two deaths, unfortunately for him. Of course, it's a roamer, so not really that important, but it kind of shows how will the T be spilled in the rest of the game.
Man, I feel like at this point, they need to learn to slow the pace down, right? Oh my god!
But they cannot because they are getting dove under mid tower. Early Dino goes down together with Betty, and now Royal Ace only has his eyes for crying because right now he's rethinking his life choices, staring into this wall. No, he's back. He's back. There is still hope in his eyes. I see it. But not really that much hope left for DEMI Esports because with that composition, you cannot really fall off, and Zamis is next target to be dove.
Yeah, I think right now Samis is looking. I don't think he's a good target for them to dive upon. He has to use the Ogi Shadow Kill to clear out the wave. Has the Retribution as well at the same time, so it should work out well.
Shadow Kill, can he survive? He jumps out now. No more mobility spells for him, but this is just enough.
No, I think this is not the right play that he was looking to go for. Samis could have actually cleared out the wave, saved the tower on the one side, but here they go for a
with a flank angle, going for Betty, needs to use Vengeance down, or realize theirs goes down. Mega kill, unstoppable for Maku, and they go for Zamis. Zamis is unfortunately a very slippery ninja, so he survives this one.
Ninja indeed. The Ogi Shadow Kill is gonna have a big part to play.
Oh, he goes for more, but Dank finds an engage, getting terrified, but still tanking up those damages. Monster kill. Toby goes down, but doesn't matter because the rest of them probably can play it out. I don't know about this one though. Zamis is trying to chase down, but Maku survives 6-0-3. This Joy is unstoppable right now.
Yeah, at this point, the Joy, yes, it is still good in the meta. 6-0-3 in the right hands. Anything can be meta at this point, folks. And you can see 4-0-3, 0-0-8, 6-0-3, 0-0-5. Those are some fantastic KDAs for a mid to late game lineup. And knowing that now Toby is allowed the space to create the plays for the rest to dive out of the back line. Kuro is the one looking to get that big penalty zone.
Betty getting caught up, but still it's Sissy. Jumps over the wall, survives this one. Early Dino getting caught up himself. Has to flicker out, and now the targets are getting taken on top side. Betty goes down. Zamis, not really. Betty survives, but Zamis dies in her stead as AKKE continues to dominate their opponents.
Oh my god, it's not looking good, man, for DEMI Esports. In the best of one, AKKE are taking this game by storm. As we mentioned earlier, Warren, 25k gold in their side, and DEMI Esports is 17.8, closing the 18k mark, but that is a whole 7k difference, right? And that's going to be a massive confidence boost to AKKE, especially in a BO1 where they're trying to end the game as early as possible and then look forward to the next opponent.
I mean, there could still be hope if you've noticed on the gold graph. Yasuki is actually not so far behind opposing AD carry. I mean, opposing gold laner. He's sitting on 5,000 gold. Of course, compared to Joy, it's still a little bit lacking. But 5,000 gold for him, 2 items completed. There's still a little bit of hope.
Yeah, there definitely is at this point, but I feel like it needs to come in the form of a play!
Going for those three plays, getting caught up under their mid lane tower, almost getting bursted.
Oh my god, if there was one single minion present there, that was clean signal for Kuru to dive in with a penalty zone, and that could have easily been a full 5-man wipeout for AKKE, and DEMI Esports would not have had any sort of a possible comeback. But understanding that there's a gold shield, a holy shield present in the inhibitor, buying them enough time at this point to make sure they can get something in their favor. But look at the goal lead. We spoke about it being 7K. Now it's to hit the 10K mark. And AKKE are dominating this game. The map is blue. The Lord is on their side. They need to find some sort of split. And that's why you can see it's taking 4 individuals from DEMI ESPORTS to get 1 tower. And that's on the long lane. And that's a tier 1.
Tier 1 traded for Lord, and Kuru, just as he didn't have such a strong start compared to the rest of his team into this match. Now he is on 0-0-9 and he is doing the work. He's making those engages, he is filling the gaps for his team, and now trying to go for Zamis. Zamis is still a slippery ninja as he was a little time ago, and he still will be until the end of the game probably.
Yeah, and I think this has been such a devastating game for DEMI ESPORTS to make any sort of comeback from. They have the range, they have the wave clear on their side, but Royal Ace or Betty need to play the sacrificial lamb in this case. And you can see Samis is doing as the best that he can to try and clear out the wave. Actually trying to go for an outplay, won't be able to do so. But on the top side, the entire fight will be circling around Kuru and that big penalty zone as the Lord is marching down the mid lane.
There is still Aura on mid line, so you could use that for some damage on Lord. Aura has been lost on the top side. Now you try to defend it. Betty, half HP. Yasuke trying to poke them out. Lord getting pretty low. I think they can even defend the tower. Betty needs to jump out. Terrified. Maku might be going down now. Maku goes down. Shut down for Zamis, but Betty goes down herself. Yasuke is gone now, so you don't have the damage. I am worried this might be the end for you. There's still 4 members of the opposing team trying to crash down on her base. Zamis needs to play this absolutely perfectly to survive.
No, he doesn't have the OP shadow kill. So this is over. AKKE take the first game in this